Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE. I am Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. How are you today, sir?
I'm so excited to talk about anything but the NFL. But
So
since
should
we
we get
must,
we don't have to, but
no, we can.
if you want to get it out of the way, you have the floor, sir.
I'm a crow eater. You know, I texted Quentin McCarty last night after the game and said, congratulations once again, Quentin. Quentin is a 49ers fan, so we're always throwing darts back and forth at each other because I'm a Cowboy fan. So I was doing the right thing and sending him a congratulations. He said, Coach, you could have done that after the opening kickoff. I said, Quentin, that's enough of that nonsense. But possibly that was a true statement. But once again, the Cowboys let us down. I don't think they played their potential. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. The simple fact of the matter is something ain't working. Too much inconsistencies.
For 27 years, something.
Yeah, I mean, to be as talented as they are, their defense did a phenomenal job, I thought, against a 49ers team that's loaded. To be as inconsistent as they are at that level, I mean, you can blame a high school kid for being inconsistent. They're a high school kid. You can blame colleges for being inconsistent at times because they're still kids. But when you got grown men that are professionals that are that inconsistent, something's going wrong. So I don't know what it is. It's not my job to point fingers or judge. So I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm going to support them, but I'm not too happy.
Yeah, that makes most of the Cowboy fans today, but
we got next year.
Oh, yes. Can't wait for
always
that.
Next year.
Always next year.
Come on, Bengals.
There you go. Yeah, I'm behind that. I
Yeah.
know Cincinnati winning it. Anybody but the Eagles or the 49ers. Whoever comes out of the AFC, I'm fine with.
You know, I'm an NFC guy. I always have been. Never rooted for the AFC, hardly ever. But I do not like the 49ers, and I do not like the Eagles, and I'm going to cheer for the Bengals, Bayou Bengals. From the Bayou Bengals to the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrows has turned the program around.
He has. He seems to get better as the season goes on.
That boy, you talk about confident.
Definitely.
That boy is pure confident. The game is slow around him. It reminds me of Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he can get 7 Super Bowls.
Well, let's get the first one.
Well, yeah.
He was there last year, correct?
That's right.
They got beat by somebody.
The Rams.
Oh, the Rams.
What
happened to the
Rams?
Rams?
Off the face of the earth this
They
year.
were one and done.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see the Cowboys being one and done again.
Yeah, we got to get to the one part.
You know when the last time they won a Super Bowl was?
95.
Oof. You know how old I was in 95?
40-something.
Not as old as I am now. 40-something. Get out of here.
All right, well, let's talk about some positive things.
Amen.
Let's kind of recap the Lions and Lady Lions weekend.
Okay, I'd like to kick it off with powerlifting. They went to their first meet in Lampasas, which is always a strong meet. Lampasas actually does a really good job in their own meet, so I was excited to see the results. On the boys' side, Logan Knight finished in first place. Aiden Packhauser second, Isaac Gray second, Cole Miller first, Quentin McCarty third, Davis Lee first, Robert Trowbridge third, and Caleb Gerbass third. They finished third overall, I think. And on the girls' side, they finished ninth as a team, and Jandry McVickers finished third. So, I mean, what a great showing by our kids. If you wonder how you could have so many firsts, seconds, and thirds, there's different weight classes. So all those kids are in different weight classes. And if they're in the same weight class like super heavyweight, they're going to go against each other. But for us to come out with those kind of numbers is exciting for me. It means those kids are working hard in the weight room year round. So I'm really pleased with that. And then JV girls soccer played Burnett. We're successful once again. They're just a rolling. Coach Mosqueda's got to be proud of that. And then the girls beat the Lady Bulldogs 2-1 in the varsity side. So congratulations to them. If you remember, the boys went to Burt Burnett and played in the Burt Burnett tournament. They lost to what Coach Westman said was an extremely good Paladura team, which is, I think, they're 5A Division II. They lost to them 8-1. He said there's a lot of things to learn, a humbling experience, and make you hungry, want to work more. They tied Borger 1-1, and then they beat Canyon 2-0. So not a great start for them. Could have gone and let them fold it, but they learned from that. Sometimes you're just playing a better team, and then you bounce back and tie a Borger team and then beat Canyon. And I always like it when we beat Canyon.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing. So congratulations to them. So that was the week, or the end of the week last week.
Well, powerlifting got a lot of kids out, looks like.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm pleased with that. I mean, I'm excited for them. We still got some more kids to go, so. I mean, when I saw the numbers, I was just sort of at awe and dumbfounded because our kids work hard. I mean, they work extremely hard in the weight room, and for them to go to that powerlifting meet, like I said, Lampasas is a good one. For us in the past, it's been let's just go up there and save a little face and do the best we can. But now we got a group of kids that want to go. They've worked so many hours in the weight room, they want to go test their skills. They want to compete in that area. So for them to go and to do what they did and sort of just it's take note. So I'm pleased. So this week they're going to head to Ballinger.
Yeah. And then let's see, soccer's got one more match this week, and they start district Friday, I believe.
Yeah, let's go through the week. Let's go Glen Rose, boys and girls basketball at Glen Rose starting at 4:30. Glen Rose, again, girls are ranked number 1 in the state. They just beat Stephenville by 30, and we know Stephenville beat us, both very talented top 10 teams. So our girls will face them for the second time, and our boys will face Glen Rose boys for the first time. And from what I'm hearing, they're a highly talented group of guys as well. So it's going to be a big night in Glen Rose, great facilities to watch a basketball game. We just need to show up and play to our potential and do the best you can, let the chips fall where they may there. Our Tuesday as well, soccer girls will be at Sweetwater. They'll start at 5 with the JV, I think. And then boys will be at home at Gordonwood Stadium at 7 o'clock against Sweetwater. Again, powerlifting Thursday at Ballinger. That's a 4 o'clock start. And then we'll come back home for basketball on Friday, and we'll host Mineral Wells, girls and boys both tipping off at 4:30 with the underclassmen, and then sort of carry on to the end of the evening with the varsity boys, girls and varsity boys. And let's see what we got next. Then Saturday, we got Lampasas soccer. That would be some district stuff right there. Girls would be at Lampasas on Friday. Boys will be at home against Lampasas on Friday. And then softball is going to kick off their season in the scrimmage against Burnett at Burnett on Saturday, and that time was to be determined. So we have a lot going on. Wednesday we'll have Coach Harrison here to give us a preview of baseball and what's going on there. Really excited about the potential they have. I mean, they've been working really hard to develop that program since Coach Harris has been here. He's got some solid senior leadership, some very good baseball players, and got some young up-and-comers that are really good baseball players as well. So excited to listen to him, to hear what he has to say. But all we're lacking now, I think, is golf will kick off pretty quick. And then also track will be right behind them. So we'll be in full swing for the spring.
The busy time of year is here.
That's correct.
Well, as far as soccer goes, of course, the girls have got off to a good start. I think they're 6-1-1. The guys haven't won as many games, but they've been competitive in all their games. And, of course, as we mentioned, the bigger district this year. So I'm curious to see how all that's going to work this year.
Well, I said this before, I think, on the show, that Nick Saban stated, when you're building a program, you're going to lose big. And then you learn how to lose small. Then you learn how to win small. Then you learn how to win big. I think our boys have been there. And, we've lost big for a while. Coach Westman's come in, and he's put his program in place. And I see a total turnaround in the kids' attitude, number one, the pace that they play the game, the knowledge of the game, and the way they go about it. I mean, they don't let things bother them. So right now, if they lose, they're losing small, and we're winning small. Keep doing that. Eventually, you'll fall over the side of that hump, and you'll be going on the downhill side, and you'll win small and start winning big. So, it takes time. I mean, he's 2 years in. It takes time to build a program, believe me. And from what I see with them, I'm extremely pleased. They're learning every day. They're playing hard. They're playing physical, which is something I haven't seen them do in years past. They're playing physical. They're playing as a team. They're coachable. They know what they're doing, and they're giving themselves opportunities to win, and that's all you can ask. Just keep doing it. Keep being positive in what you're doing, and those dominoes will start falling, and you'll start, picking up more wins. So I'm pleased with them. The girls are on the uphill. They're at the top of the mountain right now, and they've been there for a while, and it looks like we're going to stay there a little bit because our JV girls are doing so well. So you just keep mixing those in, and with what Coach Musquade is doing, maybe we can continue to be at the great level that we're at, or maybe keep growing and working to be at an elite level and have an opportunity to play for one. You never know.
As far as basketball goes, girls start in the second half of district. Glen Rose is a tough challenge, but after that they have Mineral Wells and Graham, which they've already beaten. So, I mean, they've got a chance to possibly lock up a playoff spot.
Yeah,
here in
and,
the next
and
few
those
games.
are those are close ball games with those two teams. I mean, we all know that tomorrow night's going to be a dog fight. We're going to have to go out there and give everything we have, swing with both hands and both feet, and hope that you have enough air left in you to deliver a knockout blow against a giant. But if it doesn't happen, understand where you are and what you need to do. And those two games are games that we need to win against Mineral Wells and Graham, knowing that we can beat them. They're both tough games, so you got to bring your A game to play them to win because we're on the same playing field right now. It is what it is. So give yourself the best opportunity you can to enter the district or the state playoffs and the highest seed you can so that you can go as far as you possibly can. I really feel like we can finish third. And just go out there and just continue to play it at a level, and don't be like the Cowboys and be hot one day and cold the next. And that's sort of how it is in all things.
As far as the guys go, of course, the district opener, they beat Graham, scored 70 points. Stephenville, they only get 44. So kind of looks like, however, the offense is going for the boys is kind of going to dictate how they play that night.
I agree. I think you get some consistent play, in the middle with Luke Gray. I think he does a good job of doing what he's supposed to do. He has some down moments in games where he's not making some shots maybe or whatever. Then he has some times where he gets streaky and gets hot. But I think that's the whole team. I mean, we're either streaky hot and we're doing well or we're cold, cold, cold. We got to find that medium. You got to find that warm spot where we can play in the warm spot and then get hot, not just be freezing cold, and all of a sudden one player gets hot. An example of that is Thad Hines in the fourth quarter against Graham. I mean, that was a ball game that we had a chance of losing, and he got hot and hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter, and we got some momentum off that, and it sort of stymied them, and we won that basketball game. We got to be more consistent. We got to play in warm water. We got to stay warm, use the ability we have, make shots that we should make, or make a higher percentage of shots that we should make, and then hit those threes when we can. And we got a couple of three-point shooters that can do it. We got some guys that can handle the ball. We got to minimize the turnovers, optimize your offensive possessions, and do what you can to play great defense to confuse them and make it difficult for them to score. And we have the ability to do that. We just haven't gelled yet.
Yeah. Something we had mentioned last few shows, how are things going on the football front right now?
I think everything's going as planned. Really proud, and I talked to our kids. We're working really hard. We're still in the first phase of our off season for football, which is we live 5 days a week, and it's what we dreamed of seeing when we got here, and it's taken us 5 years to get there. I walk around the weight room encouraging because those kids are leading their workout. They're holding each other accountable. They're rooting each other on. They're holding each other to a high standard, and we get to be cheerleaders instead of griping about this or chewing about that or griping about effort or griping about cutting reps. I mean, that's not going on anymore. We got a group of guys that understand what it means to work. They know that that's what they're going to have to do, and they go out there and embrace it, and they have fun while they're doing it. And we have a lot of kids that are stepping up as leaders, and that's important. I think if we continue to do that, we'll have a lot of guys that follow that good leadership, and they'll have high expectations for themselves, and everything else will just sort of fall in fold. So excited about what's going on in the weight room. There's still a lot of questions when it comes to, spots that have to be filled, but that's our job. As kids develop, we start seeing that. We start putting those kids in place. And to be quite honest with you, there's not really an off season anymore for any sport. We'll look up, and it'll be March, and we'll be trying to get ready for April 7-on-7, which is crazy, but that's the way it is. So not much longer until we're back at it again. So I'm, like I said, really proud of the kids and what's going on. I'm excited to see the baseball team because they go in that weight room with us every day, and those kids are looking good. We'll be the best-looking baseball team out there, I promise you. You look at Taylor Besant and Owen Huntsinger and Logan Posey, and just look at those three. I mean, Gavin looks good. I mean, those are some rocked up dudes. They spend some time in the weight room in their off season. So I'm excited about what's going on.
All right. I think we touched everything on the list today, Coach.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to mention?
Well, there's a lot going on, so if you have nothing to do, I know the weather's going to get rainy and cold, but if you don't want to be inside stuck in the house, then go to the gym and bring an umbrella and walk through the parking lot and watch some basketball or go watch the soccer game or whatever. So I hope to see everybody out and about. We have things going on full swing in the spring, so get out and watch the Brownwood Lions and Lady Lions compete.
All right. Anything else today, Coach?
Yep, just thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Admin, MC Bank, Painter Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right. Oh,
Boom.
well, there we go.
27 days. Speaking of NASCAR, yesterday I was coming up Interstate 45. I had a funeral that I had to attend this weekend. My sister was nice enough to travel with me because I didn't want to go by myself and make that trip. So she went with me. We took her car because it was cheaper on gas. So I put gas in her car, and we're driving like NASCAR down the interstate because everybody else thinks that's NASCAR because I was going to 80, and people were passing me like they were going to a fire. But we're about 15 miles from Ennis, and it says our fuel range says about 42 miles. So you do the math. 42 minus 15 is plenty.
Yes.
Right? So we're cruising down the road. Next thing you know, we out of gas.
Uh-oh.
Thank the good Lord we ventured off on the side of the road. There was an exit, and I mean, it was, I don't know how we got to the exit, but we got off the exit. We sat on the side of the road, and I called our pit crew. Sean was in charge of the pit crew, and he brought us some gas. So, and he was even pleasant when he brought the gas.
Well.
He has to be pleasant because regardless if my sister's wrong or not, if he's not pleasant, he's in trouble.
Well, were you pleasant when you ran out of gas?
Yes, we actually sat there, and I was like, I can't believe it. Don't ever trust. I won't trust a gas gauge again. You know what's crazy is I'm coming from Terlinga with my brother one time in his car, and we're 20 miles from Alpine, and it says 0 gas. You're out of gas. 0 miles. You can't go any farther. We went 20 miles and got gas. Hers says you're 42 miles. We got 15 to go. Boom. I mean, we're cruising. I'm like, we're just talking, you know. I'm like, oh, no. She thought I was playing. I'm like, no play, no play. Get to the side of the road. Get to the pit. Get to the pit.
I've seen you on the sideline. I'm not sure that I buy this pleasant stuff when you
I
ran
was
out of gas.
pleasant. I mean, what else can I do?
That's true.
So we sat on the side of the road and chewed the fat a little bit, and here comes my brother-in-law. We cheered for him and made it sort of fun. But we did run out of gas. First time for me and her both.
Hey.
She's 54, gonna be 55 soon, and I'm 53. So first time in 107 years combined for us that we've run out of gas.
First time.
Never
for
run out of
everything.
gas before. She hadn't either. We're like, well, here we said it's your car. It's a liar.
And you never will run out of
I
gas
guarantee
again.
you, when that says you got 100 miles to empty, I'm telling you, you better put some gas in this sucker. Because if we'd have been in Houston or something, it wouldn't have been so pleasant.
All right. Well,
So, extended version of the Brown Lines Coach. So I just wanted to give you that information. If you drive a Cadillac, don't trust it. That's what she was having. That's what she has.
okay. All right. Well, we'll be back Wednesday with more tales from the side of the road with head coach Sammy Burnett here on the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show on KOXE, KOXE.com, the KOXE app, and the KOXE Facebook pages.
Have a great day, Brownwood.